Peace, family. It's Rafina, your coach, just sending you a quick message real fast. I hope you all are having a wonderful week on our plant-based whole foods week. Earlier this week, the team filmed a recording and we talked about recipe ideas and, how things like curry are super easy to make, where you can get a bunch of vegetables packed into one meal. We talked about, making cauliflower or string beans or spinach, and just ways that you can integrate more vegetables into your routine, because when we take something away, we want to add something to it, right? Okay, so we were laughing, kikiing. I recorded it. I did not record the sound. And so, unfortunately, I'm not able to share that with you, but it was a great conversation. And so we'll try to get together to have the conversation again so that we can share some ideas with you this week, because we don't want you to be sort of on your own out here trying to figure out what do you eat, right? And so I want to encourage you, go to the classroom and go to the recipes section. Tani has put a bunch of recipe ideas that you can make using a range of vegetables: okra, zucchini, squash, potatoes. So go use that resource as some vegetable plant-based ideas. You can also, in the chat on the wall, Tani has asked, hey everybody, what questions do you have about making vegetables? If you don't know, Tani is our resident rooted and vegan expert, right? So she's been plant-based for some time, she's been vegan for some time, and this woman can cook. So she's going to come and talk to us on Sunday about how to turn anything into a plant-based meal that tastes good. Because one thing she says all the time: don't bring me no unseasoned vegetables. And I'm with you, Tani. And the problem is, I don't know how to make the vegetables so that they season and they taste rooted and vegan. So she's going to come to us and talk to us on Sunday. This week, we are working up to that conversation by focusing on plant-based whole foods. So again, to reiterate, whole foods are the opposite of ultra processed foods. So anything that goes through a intense processing period, where additives, preservatives, colors, dyes, where all kinds of vitamins and nutrients are stripped from it, where your great grandmother would not recognize it as food. Okay, if you can't look at it and tell where the source of where the ingredients are, the source of those ingredients are, that's probably not a whole food. That is a highly ultra processed food. And you want to think about it. If our great grandparents wouldn't recognize it as actual food, what does our cells do? Our cells recognize the wax and the gums and the fillers and all that? Where is that going, right? So we want to release that from our intake, our consumption this week, and we want to replace potatoes, okra, tomatoes, spinach, chard, asparagus, zucchini, squash, string beans, carrots, onions, garlic, because some people are real specific about the onions and the garlic, and ... So that's what you want to be eating this week. And then next week, we're going to slowly transition to raw. So this week is whole foods, including meat and fish and quinoa and minimally processed yogurt, minimally processed cheese, minimally processed bread, whole grain bread, nothing that says enriched, right? You're not eating any of that. And then next week, we're going to release the flesh. We're going to be basically on a vegan plan. That's next week. And we're going to slowly transition to raw. The week after that is raw. And then the week after that is all fruits. And then we're doing our juice week, okay? So that's one thing. That's a 5-minute video already. I also want to remind you that this Friday, tomorrow, we will be meeting at the wholesale produce market in downtown LA. We will be there at 5. So y'all want to get there at 4:45 because it's a Zoom environment, and we want to be able to talk to the produce buyers to pre-order so that when you come, you're just picking up your stuff, right? Or the vendors already have an idea of what we want to order. So I'm going to post again the link on our wall. If you are interested in going, put a link in the chat. If you want to somehow collaborate with someone so that you can go in half or split a case by thirds or quarters, still put your request in the chat. Me and Tania are going to look at that tonight, and we'll figure that out, because you're going to need this produce, this increased amount of produce, right? So that's that. I've talked to you about what we're eating this week. I've talked to you about where to find recipes, and I've talked to you about the wholesale produce market shopping trip tomorrow. Also, share your wins. Share your questions on the wall. Engage. Comment on one another's post. You all call me and text me, and I'm on the phone with y'all all the time now, which is great, right? I love that. And I also want the community to feel that engagement and that activity that's happening. So I encourage you today to post, tomorrow to post, or even to just comment on someone's post. Okay, so stay encouraged. We are in this. We are on week 2. If you're not already feeling some changes in your body, they're coming. You may be feeling bloated. You may be, which I am. You may be feeling bloated. You may be feeling lethargic. You may be feeling all kinds of things because your body's releasing. Again, it's releasing these toxins. So you gotta sweat. You have to do your dry skin brush to activate that lymphatic system. I jumped on my trampoline. I activated my lymphatic system. I used my dry skin brush this morning. I activated my lymphatic system. I did some weightlifting because I wanted to sweat. I feel so much better today than I did yesterday. So you want to make sure you do the 10 steps. The eating the food is just one step. Okay? The other 9 steps can be found in the classroom. And you'll see 10-step detox protocol. Okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful Thursday. And dang, I wish I could upload that video. We were keying. Okay? Keying. And I wanted to share that with y'all. But another day, another time. Blessings. Let me know if you have any questions. And keep going.